The Discovery. The horizon drifted silently through the void, its fusion engines powering down as Captain Maya Chen squinted at the anomaly on her view screen. After 3 years exploring the outer reaches of the Antilles sector, her crew had encountered plenty of stellar oddities, but nothing like this. Definitely artificial, confirmed Dr. Elias Reed, the ship's head scientist. His weathered face reflected the blue glow of his console as he adjusted his glasses. Structure is approximately 12 kilometers in length. Material composition unknown. Maya nodded, tucking a strand of dark hair behind her ear. Life signs. None that our sensors can detect, answered Lieutenant Nadia Okafor from Tactical. But there's definitely power running through sections of that thing. Faint, but steady. The structure hung against the backdrop of stars, a massive curved installation that resembled a partial ring. Its surface was covered with intricate geometric patterns that seemed to shift and flow despite the station's apparent abandonment. Prepare an away team, Maya decided. Standard first contact protocols. An hour later, Maya led her team through the airlock of the alien structure. The artificial gravity was lighter than Earth standard, giving each step a slight bounce that took adjustment. The air was breathable but carried a strange metallic tang that their environmental suits couldn't quite filter out. These markings, whispered Dr. Reed, running his gloved hand along a wall panel that glowed with faint blue symbols. They're not static. They're reacting to our presence. Before Maya could respond, the corridor ahead of them illuminated, panels sliding open to reveal a vast chamber beyond. The team advanced cautiously, weapons at their sides but ready. The chamber stretched upward for hundreds of meters, with walkways spiraling around a central column of pulsing light. And there, hovering near the column, was something unmistakably alive. The being was tall and slender, with translucent skin that revealed a complex network of light coursing through its body. It had no visible mouth, but its 4 elongated arms moved with deliberate grace as it approached. "We come in peace," Maya called out, using the universal greeting that had become standard procedure. "We are explorers from Earth." The alien paused, tilting what might have been its head. Then, to everyone's shock, it responded in perfect English. "We know of Earth. We have watched your kind for centuries. I am Salathri, keeper of this sanctuary." Dr. Reed nearly dropped his scanner. "You know our language." "We know all languages of your world," Salathri replied. "Your broadcasts have reached far beyond your planet. We have studied them." Maya stepped forward. "We detected your station by chance. Are you alone here?" The alien's skin rippled with patterns of blue and green light. "I am the last keeper. The others sleep in stasis, but our systems fail. Soon, the final remnants of the Vashiri will be lost to time." Over the next hours, Salathri explained their situation. The Vashiri were an ancient species who had achieved technological marvels at the height of their civilization over 50,000 years ago. But a cosmic catastrophe, a chain of supernova that Salathri called the Severing, had scattered their worlds and resources across the galaxy. This station was one of the last refuges, maintaining 1,000 Vashiri in deep stasis. But after millennia of operation, the power cords were failing. The sophisticated AI systems that had maintained the station were degrading. And Salathri, as the designated keeper, had remained awake too long, unable to enter stasis again. "We cannot repair our own systems," Salathri explained, leading them deeper into the station, where row upon row of crystalline pods stretched into the distance, each containing a motionless Vashiri form. "Our knowledge of the original builder's methods has been lost to time. Our bodies have evolved to depend on the station's specialized energy field. Without it, we cannot survive." Maya studied the closest pod, seeing the faint pulse of light within. "You're asking for our help. You are young." Salathri's inner lights flickered. "Your technology is primitive compared to what we once had. But your species adapts, innovates, finds solutions where others see only problems." Lieutenant Okafor spoke up, her voice cautious. "Captain, Earth's resources are already stretched thin with the colony expansions. If we commit to helping the Vashiri, we are not asking for charity," Sabotage interjected. "We offer knowledge in return. Star charts of regions you have not yet explored, historical records of civilizations long extinct, and technology we still understand, medical advances, energy efficiencies." Maya considered this. Her mission had been exploration, not rescue. But standing before these ancient beings, facing extinction after surviving for tens of thousands of years, she couldn't simply walk away. "I need to consult with Earth Command," she finally said. The response from Earth was predictably mixed. Some officials saw tremendous opportunity in gaining access to Vashiri knowledge. Others feared the drain on resources or potential security risks. In the end, a compromise was reached. Maya's team would attempt basic stabilization of the station's systems, while a specialized engineering vessel was dispatched from Earth. "We'll do what we can," Maya told Sabotage when she returned to the station. "But I have to be honest. Our technology may not be compatible with yours." "Compatibility is not required," Sabotage responded. "Only adaptation." Over the following weeks, Maya's crew worked alongside Sabotage, studying the station's systems. Dr. Reed and his team made significant progress mapping the energy distribution network, while Lieutenant Okafor focused on the failing stasis pods. But not everyone was comfortable with the arrangement. Chief Engineer Marcus Torres openly questioned the wisdom of diverting resources to help aliens when human colonies were struggling. "We don't even know what these beings are capable of," he argued during a staff meeting. "For all we know, they could pose a threat to humanity once revived. They've existed for 50,000 years without threatening us," Maya countered. "And they're sharing knowledge freely." "Knowledge we can't even verify," Torres muttered. Despite the tensions, progress continued. By the third week, they had stabilized the most critical systems, buying precious time for the Vashiri. But disaster struck unexpectedly. During a routine maintenance cycle, one of the main power conduits failed catastrophically, causing a cascade of system shutdowns across the station. Alarms blared as Sabotage's form flickered with urgent patterns of red and yellow light. "The stasis fields are collapsing," the alien announced, its usual melodic voice strained. "We have hours, perhaps less." As Maya's team scrambled to respond to the crisis, a startling discovery was made. The conduit hadn't failed naturally, it had been deliberately sabotaged, and the evidence pointed to someone from her own crew. The solution. The revelation of sabotage sent shockwaves through Maya's team. Security footage revealed Chief Engineer Torres tampering with the power conduits just hours before the failure. "Why?" Maya demanded when they confronted him in the Horizon's break. "Those beings have done nothing to threaten us." Torres sat rigidly, his expression defiant. "Earth first contacted me before we left the solar system. They showed me evidence of what alien interference has done to other worlds. These Vashiri claim to be ancient and peaceful, but we only have their word." Earth First, an isolationist political movement that had gained traction during humanity's expansion to the stars. They opposed any contact with extraterrestrial intelligence, arguing that humanity needed to secure its own position in the galaxy before engaging with potentially hostile species. "You've condemned 1,000 beings to death based on paranoia," Dr. Reed said, his voice trembling with barely controlled anger. Torres shrugged. "Better them than us." With Torres confined, Maya's remaining team redoubled their efforts to save the failing station. The damage was severe. The central power distribution system was beyond repair with their current resources. "The engineering vessel from Earth won't arrive for another 2 weeks," Lieutenant Okafor reported grimly. "The stasis pods will fail long before then." Maya paced the Horizon's bridge, considering their options. What if we retrofitted our own power systems? The Horizon's fusion reactor has enough output to temporarily support the stasis field. "The interfaces aren't compatible," replied the assistant engineer who had replaced Torres. and we'd have to shut down most of our ship's systems to divert that much power. Sabotage, who had joined them on the bridge, spoke up. Perhaps compatibility is not necessary. Your species has always excelled at, what is your term? Jury reading. Maya smiled despite the gravity of the situation. Exactly. We need a workaround, not a perfect solution. What followed was a frantic 72 hours of innovation and improvisation. Using materials from both the horizon and the station, Maya's engineers constructed a makeshift power converter. Dr. Reed's team decoded enough of the Vashiri's energy manipulation principles to create an interface between human and alien technology. The solution wasn't elegant. It violated at least a dozen engineering protocols and would likely burn out after a few weeks, but it might buy enough time for the engineering vessel to arrive. As they prepared for the power transfer, Sabotage approached Maya privately. You risk your ship and your mission for beings you never knew existed until recently, the alien observed. Why? Maya considered the question. Because it's the right thing to do. And because someday we might need help too. An interesting perspective. Sabotage's lights pulsed thoughtfully. The oldest civilizations we encountered believed helping lesser species was beneath them. It contributed to their eventual downfall. We're not a great civilization yet, Maya replied. Maybe that's our advantage. The power transfer began at 600 ship time. The horizon's systems dimmed as energy flowed through the hastily constructed converter. For a terrifying moment, nothing happened. Then, gradually, the stasis pods stabilized. The failing systems throughout the station began to recover. It's working, breathed Lieutenant Okafor, monitoring the energy flow. The interface is holding. For the next 2 weeks, the Horizon remained docked with the station, its reactor providing the lifeline the Vashiri needed. The crew operated on minimal power, rotating shifts to maintain the critical systems. It was uncomfortable and risky, but not a single crew member complained after seeing the alternative. When the engineering vessel finally arrived, bringing specialized equipment and expert personnel, the immediate crisis was over. The Vashiri station would survive, and with it, their ancient civilization. In gratitude, Sabotage granted humans access to parts of the Vashiri knowledge banks, stellar cartography that would save decades of exploration, medical techniques that would revolutionize treatment of several diseases, and efficient energy production methods that would benefit Earth's struggling colonies. Your species surprises us, Sabotage told Maya during their farewell. You are physically fragile, your lives brief, your technology rudimentary, yet you accomplish what older, more advanced species could not. What's that? Maya asked. Growth. Adaptation. You do not fear change. You embrace it. It is why, despite your mortality, you may outlast many who came before you. As the Horizon prepared to depart, continuing its mission of exploration, with new Vashiri star charts guiding the way, Maya reflected on their encounter. The Vashiri had existed for 50 millennia, witnessed the rise and fall of countless civilizations. Yet in the end, they had been saved by humans, a species whose entire recorded history was shorter than a Vashiri's lifetime. Perhaps that was humanity's greatest strength, not technology or intelligence, but perspective. Living short lives made humans value every moment, solve problems quickly, and take risks that long-lived species would avoid. Their mortality pushed them to accomplish more in less time. Torres had been transferred to the engineering vessel for return to Earth and prosecution. The Earth First movement would undoubtedly use his case to further their agenda. But Maya was confident that the benefits of the Vashiri alliance would speak for themselves. The newly established Vashiri-human scientific exchange would ensure that both civilizations benefited from their unexpected partnership. Engineers were already discussing plans for a permanent human outpost near the Vashiri station, while Vashiri cultural emissaries prepared to visit Earth. Ready to depart, Captain, announced Lieutenant Okafor. Set course for the Denali expanse, Maya ordered, studying the new star charts Sabotage had provided. Let's see what else is out there waiting to be discovered. As the horizon pulled away from the station, its sleek form diminishing against the vastness of space, Maya knew they had done more than save an ancient species. They had proven something essential about humanity's place in the cosmos. In a universe of ancient civilizations and technological marvels, humanity's greatest strength wasn't power or longevity. It was their adaptability, their willingness to help others even at personal cost, and their unique perspective as mortal beings who refuse to accept limitations. And that, perhaps, was why the stars would ultimately welcome them.